Greetings, everyone. Core here again. And I know I don't do too many midnight reviews during non-summertime, but this movie had to have a review. And that review, of course, just like the title says, is the Hunger Games Mockingbird Part 1. And I gotta say, it's been a while since I've seen a Hunger Games movie, at least since the last time it was in the theaters, pretty much catching fire. But this one was really good. I mean, granted, it's not as much action as the other two, especially not the first or second one. The second one was a lot of action, but it kept me intrigued pretty much from the start. Granted, it took me about 10 minutes to really start, getting involved with these characters and what's going on. Pretty much the first scene where I guess it's not really too much of a spoiler because it is in the trailers. When she goes back to District 12 to see what happened to it, really got me involved in it, and that's pretty early on. So that's really it catches you and it gets you in there, really involved really well. I went to go see an early review, so that's why this is coming up right after midnight instead of a couple hours after. But when I went, it was pretty packed. Not quite sold out because they had a showing every hour pretty much in the biggest theaters they had in my place, which is a 15 theater showings. And everyone loved it. I mean, everyone was quiet during the moments. Everyone laughed during some of the little humor, some of the dark humor that they threw in there, which was good. I mean, I'm glad they had that still. There's definitely, like I said, there's definitely not a lot of action in this one. There's action. There's some really tense moments, especially at the end. They've gotten really good at that, it seems like. And this one really, you're like, you've seen a lot of movies where like like this stuff is happening, and you're like, I know what's gonna happen. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. It's like something's gonna happen, and it kind of goes against your expectations. And I like that. I was waiting for something to happen, and it didn't happen the way I thought. And I'm glad movies still do that. Honestly, it's really impressive. That you could still find a movie nowadays, especially with all these remakes and reboots, and there's really only like 12 original ideas for movies that are just being adapted overall, and I think like half of them are Shakespeare pretty much. And this one's something that, yeah, it takes from everything pretty much, it seems like. So it's a good series, honestly. I mean, from the first time I saw the first movie with my friend, uh, you know, 2 weeks after it came out, the movie there was still packed. It was almost sold out. And, coming to this one where, they have a show every hour on the hour in the biggest theater there is, and that theater pretty much sells out. It's pretty impressive, especially since most of the time people usually think midnight showing, midnight showing. They don't usually go to the earlier showings, which we went to the second earliest showing, which I'm sure the first one's, was even more packed. And everyone, loved the movie. Um, when you get that involvement with the crowds and everything like that, where they're, hanging on every word, especially my friend that went with me, he was kind of tired, and he literally, I was afraid he was going to fall asleep, but he stood, he was more wide awake than I was, and it was impressive that something like this kind of movie could do that. We both loved it, of course. He was really involved in it. It was really cool. I loved it too. Um, I mean, not really. I can't nitpick anything. It is a little slow at the start, but it's one of those movies. Like I said, it's not as action packed, but it is more dialogue driven. And like myself, I like some animes that are really dialogue driven, and that's usually like Ghost in the Shell, Ergo Proxy, sometimes even Full Metal Alchemist is usually pretty dialogue heavy, and it felt like that. It's that dialogue heavy. Even like one of my favorite directors, Quentin Tarantino, his movies are really dialogue heavy, especially Inglourious Basterds. You know, it's one of those things where the dialogue is just as exciting as the action, if not more. And this is definitely one of those movies. So it's definitely one to go see. If you've already seen the first two, I'm pretty sure I don't have to say anything to really, convince you to go see it, because you're going to go see it, of course. I just wanted to, get my thoughts on it, and I liked it. It's kind of fitting too of the way that this movie is kind of in that perfect place, especially with all the things that are going on in the world. It's going to do very well. I really see that happening. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets really close to that 100 million, if not breaking that 100 million over the weekend, because it seems like it's a movie. Granted, it's a movie of its times right now, especially with all the, unrest in the whole world and everything. Especially in China, where they're not happy with the government, the Middle East, and everything like that. It really speaks to this time frame right now, and it's probably going to show that in the box office for sure. That does leave on a little, kind of like the second one, where it left like kind of on a cliffhanger. Great ending though, still nonetheless. And I look forward to the second one, the second part to this one. Uh, not too much I can say. Visuals, editing, filming. It's really nice, really beautiful. Like I said, I really cannot fault this movie for anything. It does what it's supposed to, and it does it really well. Storytelling's there, the acting's there, everything was on spot, on cue. Shit, if I have to say it, I have to say it. It's a pretty perfect movie, and there's only a couple movies that I think of that, and this is definitely one of them up there. Once again, I do want to mention, I do have a referral code for comic bentals. They're monthly subscriptions that you get, just like Loot Crate and Nerd Block. I'm actually working on a Nerd Block referral code. There may be a link along with the comic bento box one, which I believe Nerd Block gets a little discount. But right now, I am mostly with comic bento boxes because they're new and upcoming, and I feel like they're going to be really popular. They give you graphic novels every month. They guarantee at least $40 of graphic novels per month with different themes. The next coming theme is laughter and comedy. And I'm actually looking forward to giving away one of the boxes next month because I am a referral person and I am part of the referral system. They're actually going to be sending me an extra one besides the one I've ordered. I've signed up for 6 months with them, and with my discount of SDCC 2014, along with my referral code, you will get 50% off the first month. So if you want to try it out, definitely try it out for the first month. You're looking at only $15 to spend for about $40 worth of comics, at least. Last time I got it, I got about $55 worth of comics. So definitely try it out if you're interested. I believe right now the deadline for the November box had just passed, but you can still get into the December box with the same deal and everything. Like I said, look forward to my videos later, probably about December 5th, December 7th. You should be expecting a giveaway event, which I'll probably try to ship that out before Christmas, so then you have a little Christmas gift. But like I said, check the links if you're interested in comic bento box. There's also kid boxes too. If they're under 13, you can set it for under 13 kid boxes. So it's definitely age appropriate. But until next time, guys. Later.